Imagine this. You're driving to work, a bird flies overhead. You glance at your phone for a second, then suddenly, everything leaves the ground. Cars, people, oceans, airplanes, even the air you breathe begins to rising up into space. And exactly 5 seconds later, gravity comes back. Would humanity survive? Let's find out. At first, losing gravity sounds almost fun. You might picture yourself floating around like astronauts on an international space station, but that's not what would happen. Astronauts float because they're consistently falling around Earth, while gravity is still pushing them. If Earth's gravity actually disappeared, there would be nothing holding you down. The instant gravity vanished, every loose object would continue moving in whatever direction it was already traveling. If you were standing still, you wouldn't gently float upward. The Earth would actually rotate beneath you while you drifted in a straight line. At the equator, the ground moves at over 1,000 miles per hour because of Earth's rotation. Within just a few seconds, the ground could be hundreds of feet away from where you started. But the real nightmare is the atmosphere. Gravity is the only thing keeping the Earth's blanket of air wrapped around the planet. Without it, the atmosphere immediately begins expanding into space. 5 seconds isn't enough for all the air to disappear, but the pressure would begin dropping almost instantly. Breathing would become harder. Your eyes, ears would pop violently, and high-altitude areas become deadly in seconds. Now think about oceans. They're no longer held down either. Trillions of tons of water being lifted away from the surface. Massive waves race across the planet, ships are tossed into the air, entire coastlines are exposed before giant walls of water crash back down as gravity returns. The destruction would make even bigger tsunamis in the history seem small. Things get even worse in the sky. Every airplane instantly loses lift because there's no gravity pulling it downward. Passengers, luggage, and even fuel begin floating inside the cabin. Pilots would completely lose control. When gravity suddenly returns, many aircrafts would stall or crash before they could recover. Satellites have an even bigger issue. The moon also loses Earth's gravitational pull. For 5 terrifying seconds, both the moon and thousands of satellites drift off their normal paths. Most wouldn't escape forever. But even tiny changes in orbit could create years of dangerous collisions and chaos in space. Now imagine you're inside a skyscraper. The building itself isn't magically glued together. Many structures rely on gravity to help keep them stable. Elevators slam around their shafts, loose equipment flies everywhere, glass shatters, then gravity returns. Everyone and everything falls back to Earth. People who drifted even 100 feet into the air would hit the ground at highway speeds. Most wouldn't survive. But here's the craziest part. 5 seconds sounds incredibly short. You can count it right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In that tiny amount of time, citizens could be changed forever. Millions of people could die. Entire cities would flood. Transportation would collapse. Communication, satellites could fail. And humanity would spend decades trying to rebuild. Thankfully, the scenario is impossible. According to everything we know about physics, gravity isn't like a switch that we can simply turn off. It's created by mass itself. As long as our Earth exists, gravity exists too. But if it ever disappeared for just 5 seconds, those 5 seconds would become the most devastating event in human history. So the next time you feel firmly planted on the ground, you might appreciate gravity a little more, because without it, life on Earth wouldn't last long. If you enjoyed this what-if scenario, subscribe for more mind-bending science questions that could change the way you see the universe.